Hello ladies and germs! I came up with that on my own. Today we're going to be talking about the new Chilli Beans album called Blue Night. So Chilli Beans is comprised of three members. There is Moto on the main vocals, there is Micah on the bass and vocals, and there is Lily who is on lead guitar and also vocals. Much like another band called Scandal who have that same kind of shtick too. Blue Night is the band's third album, and I have to say, I was a pretty big fan of their first album from 2022, which was their self-titled. I really thought there were lots of fantastic songs on that album, some of which were like Lemonade, Tremolo, awesome. Their second album came out last year and was called Welcome to My Castle. I just really did not like it. There was nothing that really grabbed me per se. And so because of that, going into this album, I was sort of on the fence like, will I like it? Will I really not like it? Because I've had those two extremes now. And so because of that, I wasn't really sure where this new one would land for me. So the album itself is actually pretty short. It's only about 25 minutes long. None of the songs are that long themselves. And there's also an interlude, which is about 11 seconds long. So because of that, I'm going to go song by song, just because that way we can kind of get more of a sense about why I feel the way I feel. So the first song is called Escape. I actually like this a lot. It is very reminiscent of that sort of like late 90s, 2000s sort of soft rock you would hear on the radio. And also for that reason, it's a little bit like Taylor Swifty-y somewhat. I think that's mainly because of the way Moto sings, and I think that's maybe just because of the chord progression, the instrumentation choice. I think it's very Taylor Swift-esque for that reason. And something else to mention too is that this song is fully in English. Now, Chilli Beans actually sing in not quite full English, but they'll insert a lot of English into their music pretty frequently, so I'm not surprised this is here, but I still like seeing it nonetheless, so that's cool, I guess. When I was listening to this for the first time, that first song really set a high expectation for me for the rest of this album. I don't think there was really anything on Welcome to My Castle that I enjoyed, to be nice about it maybe. It was okay, like there's some fun songs, but like nothing I like. I do like this song a lot though. I think it came out pretty well. And yeah, so like I said, high bar was set. The song Yesterday has a really fantastic pre-chorus and just really fantastic vocals overall from the whole band, I think. While I was listening to this album, I really kind of got this appreciation for the more stripped back nature of the songs on this album. I think they pull off that sound very well, and I was really hoping that I would hear more from them. So because of that, I was very surprised that this ended only like 25 minutes in. I wish there would have been more of that. So, oh well. The next song is called Mum, and it's just kind of this big Western 2000s girl rock song. Nothing else really to say about that one. The following song, Yume, has a really cool low-key vibe that I was just really liking. And there is this like MIDI sound effect that's emulating a bell. I thought that was super cool too, actually. I like that a lot. Now, one thing I didn't quite like a lot though was the fact that the very next song is called Yume Inside Version. So it's literally the previous song, but it's just got more like reverb, some change and altered like instrumentation and production. I don't know why they couldn't choose one or the other to include on this album. And I also don't understand why they're back to back like this. I think that is extremely strange. And I don't know quite what inside version means. And it is very unclear from anything else on the album. So don't know why they included this. I think it's maybe because they had to hit a certain time quota for the record label to approve the album maybe, and so that's why they said let's just put the same song on here twice on this incredibly short album that maybe should be more of an EP than a full album release. Yeah, not much else to say about this phenomenon. The next is called Fu-Ah or Fa-Ah. I still haven't figured out which. Kind of meh, we can skip it. The next song is called Look Back. It's kind of meh, we can skip it. The last song is called Cyber, and it really sounds to me like one of their original songs from their first album. So I feel like it's possible that maybe this is a leftover from there that they just kind of had in their pocket and were still kind of just developing over the last few years maybe. This is a weird song. I kind of like it because it harkens back to that sound from their first album, which I really liked. But it's also got these weird sound effects that really take me out of the song. I think the worst offender of which is that sword like shing. I simply don't like that. I don't like it when I hear it normally, and it plays throughout this entire song, and it's just, I don't know why they went with this. It is so strange. I do not like the song, to be frank. I feel like at least with the previous two, they were meh. They were a whole lot of nothing. This one is just not good. I just do not like it. And yeah, that's the track list. It's a really short track list, and there's really not a lot to say about the songs in general just because they, for the most part, seem kind of underdeveloped. So what I will say is that I do feel like this album features a lot of experimental production for Chilli Beans' sound and chord progressions as well that are not what we would normally hear from them as a band. And I admire that, I really do, but I just don't think it really worked out very well for them for the most part. I still can't get over how there are two of the same song on this album, with the remix being not much remixed at all and being placed immediately after that original version. I don't understand that at all, and I never will. Personally, I'd love a whole album of songs like Escape and Yesterday. I think those are just very well-composed songs, and the English lyrics in them sound great too. I'd love an English album from this band, and you know what? I think it would be very successful too, in my opinion. I guess ultimately, this album is just extremely short, not very impactful. I do like Escape and Yesterday. I think they're fantastic songs in their discography, but they aren't enough to carry the rest of the load this album is, and it is a very heavy load that is really weighing down Escape and Yesterday, and I feel like maybe the band as a whole. And I really tried to come up with something negative or positive to say about those two songs, Fa and Look Back. I simply couldn't. They were so meh, they were so mid. I couldn't come up with an opinion on them because I'm just like, I don't care. It's not doing anything for me, either positively or negatively. They were just nothing. I'm sorry, they were just nothing. That is how bland they are. So because of that, I'm going to unfortunately have to rate this album a 3 out of 10. 1 point comes from Escape, 1 point comes from Yesterday, and 1 point comes from this album at least trying something new. That's all I can give it. That's just really all there is here. It's too short, it's too meh, it's too inoffensively, it's just so nothing. So yeah, so call me a hater. I don't know what I would rate their first album. I'd like to review it, but it is significantly better than this. In reality, this is a 21-minute EP if you take off the inside version of Yume. What is going on here? This is an EP. And I didn't even talk about that interlude. That interlude is the most nothing interlude ever, to the point where the name of the interlude is just ... They couldn't even come up with a title for it. What is happening on this album? It's crazy. I forgot about that. Oh my god. This isn't this is an album. I'm sorry, it just isn't. Yeah, 3 out of 10. And I feel like maybe that's being a little bit too charitable, but that's what I feel is right in my heart. So that's what we're going with for this album. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you agree, if you disagree, if you want to check this album out. It's effectively only 21 minutes long, so go listen to it, come back, and then agree with me, because I just don't really see how any normal person can come away from this like, wow, I really liked everything on this album. I simply don't think that's possible. Like I said, it just kind of feels like they made this to like fulfill some kind of contractual obligation with the record label, maybe, I don't know. If you want to check out Chilli Beans, check out that first album. That's all you need. It's fantastic all the way through. So yeah, that's the review. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Check out the album just so you can be in the know, but if you don't come away with any positive things to say, no, you're not alone. That's, yeah, unfortunately. Okay, bye.